Hey, this is Dave, the GM of the podcast. I wanted to take a moment to tell you that this next arc is 19 episodes long. It encompasses the entire city of New Orleans as we had planned it out originally. The one additional note that I had is that Buck, who's played by Jaden, disappears at a certain point. Jaden couldn't make the scheduling happen for when we wanted these episodes, and he ended up having to drop the series. So Jaden's role ends at a certain point. I didn't want to go ahead and write all of that out at once. I didn't know what was going on. So just to let you all know, that does happen. Where did he go? You'll find out about Buck's character in a few details in later episodes, but just as a spoiler warning and attention to. I'm not sure when it happens within this arc, but he's a little bit in and out. With that being said, enjoy the episode.
You're listening to the adventures of Lonnie, the Brotherhood of Steel Scribe, Clark, the veteran mercenary, Pep, the gearhead racer, Hazel, the traveling scholar, and Buck, the patriotic vault dweller. This is Rad Rolls, a Fallout tabletop RPG. Join us now as we descend into the remnants of Ol Nawlins in an adventure for the ages.
You see a gate in front of you, another gate, but this one is way more fortified. There is a giant hill, and it's almost like, it looks like what used to be a flood wall has been erected, so that there is a kind of a walkway above this, where super mutants, you can see, are patrolling this area. They're all have these like leather armor and these helmets with these kind of grids on them. You see in front of the gate is a ghoul dressed in khaki pants and a button-down shirt. He has loafers on and a pinstripe vest. And on the vest, there's 3 golden circles emblazoned upon his chest. And he's holding this like brown metal horn kind of upright. And he sees your group approach. What do you all do? You know, Lonnie, that this is the gate to New Orleans, or Ol Nawlins.
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting in awe, looking at the wall from the outside, possibly something I've worked on before. And I'll say, Pep, get us in close. The guard will probably motion you to stop, so be prepared for that.
Sure, because I'm pretty sure we could smash through that gate. We did it once today. Should we try again?
No,
I remember that.
I was just to this particular gate.
Again, I'm sorry for that, Clark. I'm sorry. But hey, the overall effect was good. All right, but we'll take it. We'll take it slow at the gate.
So you all approach, and the ghoul looks at you all and says, "All right, folks, let's see your coins."
Let us pass, please.
This ghoul kind of looks at you and says, when's the last time you talked to one of your, I don't know what they're called. They're, one of your big boys, one of your steel little Pepsi cans.
That would be a paladin, and I'm not sure when the last time I've been in Ol Nawlins is, but I'll recount that to him.
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Listen, here's the thing. The Brotherhood of Steel, they got excommunicated from the city. Now, you're part of the Brotherhood of Steel. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine by me. I don't have a problem with them. But there's been some rule changes, and that's just me here. Now, today I was expecting this river crawler caravan. Ella went ahead and radioed me up here, and so I'm looking out for them. Did y'all see them in the roads?
You could say that.
How far away do you think they are?
Could Clark take out the whatever letter we received from the caravan company and extend it to the ghoul?
Yeah, you received a Pip-Boy transmission so you have a holotape, and you hand it to the ghoul, and the ghoul listens to it. Kind of looks a little sketchy and weird, and he says, All right, who's the leader? Because it's definitely not this Brotherhood guy. You know, they're too involved. Who's like the caravan leader here?
About that, you know how some people have a side hustle, like a second job, like their main job, but also a different thing that they also do.
Moonlighting is a mayor.
A side quest, if you will.
I wasn't born on a Tuesday. We're all musicians. We all know. I'm a guard. I can go play this trombone down the street and get a few compliments or whatever. But I mean, frankly, nobody really has a true side hustle here. So I don't know what you're trying at here. But if you really are a river crawler caravan, I have to let you through. But listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice here. Don't be telling everybody you're from the Brotherhood of Steel, man.
Yeah, so let's get on the level here. I know that we may have gotten off a bumpy start here because I've been out of town for a while with this caravan business on behalf of the Brotherhood of Steel. Now I'm hearing there's issues with the Brotherhood. Can you clue me in on what to expect? I mean, I've got a change of clothes here. I can.
Do I look like a politician to you? Do I look like I know anything? I'm just doing. Listen, I do my job. I stand here.
You're
at the
a
gate.
straight shooter. It sounds like. Can you just tell me like what you've heard?
It's not my job to fraternize with another faction within the city. It's my job to be a member of my own faction, to do my job. I'm not trying to give you.
All right.
Listen,
it's a city of fraternizers. Just let us in, and I'll find someone to tell me the skinny.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say all y'all Brotherhood of Steel, right? But you're also River Crawler Caravan. I'm really
I'm an American. I shout from the back.
He is. No, brass tacks. I'm the only Brotherhood of Steel here. I came here. We've already had to deal with somebody asking for a toll to get inside somewhere.
The guard hears this and laughs hard and laughs at you, Lonnie. Laughs so hard.
I'm glad you're finding this humorous. Anyway, yeah, we're all part of River Crawler Caravan. I'll be honest, I was trying to get us in the shitty. I didn't know that like Brotherhood of Steel was in bad terms with Ol Nawlins. Otherwise, I wouldn't have led with that. I'm just, I'm certainly out of the loop. But if we can ignore the fact that, the whole Brotherhood of Steel thing and that we are all part of, River Crawler Caravan, if you can just, let's just handle that part. I'll keep my mouth shut about the Brotherhood of Steel thing, and then I'll figure things out on my own time.
The guard kind of looks at you. He's like, all right, sounds good. Let's first. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna take you to Ella because I know she's expecting you. You gotta follow me through the city. I'm gonna take you straight there. You gotta be under my supervision. I'm gonna get a couple of my buddies here. We're gonna escort you down to Ella. And once you're there, she'll take care of you. Give you the what for. That's what I'm supposed to do here. I'm not trying to tell you what I can, what you can and can't do. But if you leave my side, I have clearance to kill every single one of you. That's just kind of my thing. And I'm going to take about 4 other super mutants here with me. And they do exactly as they're told. And they will not hesitate. But once you're at Ella's, we'll be gone. You can do as you will. Just make sure to follow the rules of the city. You're going to need some paperwork, and you're also going to need to get your coins so that you can get in. All right? Sound good?
Lovely.
Sounds great.
So the gate opens to the flooded streets of Ol Nawlins. The ghoul guard gestures and says, "We'll take care of your car. You just park it here." And you trust that the car will be taken care of under this ghoul's supervision. So you park it to the side there, and you see these sunken buildings that are lining the streets. There's Halloween decorations that are sinking off the banisters into these kind of green puddles. Up on the balconies, they're kind of lit. There's a lot of light, and there's ghouls wringing out rags and kind of draping them across the banisters. And you see these hanging gardens with ripe produce. The guard slings his weapon on his shoulder, that rusty brown weapon, and tips his hat to a busker playing a strange tune on a wooden pipe as you pass. There's a heavy heat that sits in the air, filled with the faint smell of hot garbage. The citizens of Ol Nawlins are predominantly ghouls, but each has a pit boy fastened to their arm. Humans are active within the city, but most are wearing fishing waders and gas masks. Most folks have 2 golden circles displayed on their clothing, while more heavily armored members have 3. The guard turns onto a street now filled with neon signs. You hear the clink of glasses being stocked on shelves as many wastelanders lie, passed out, beside the establishments for revelry. The guard leads the group down an alley and gestures toward a very old door on the side of a building. The sign above it reads, Preservation Hall. You all enter Preservation Hall, and the smell of old wood fills your lungs as fans twirl above. The room is filled with a dozen wooden seats that face a stage. On the stage lie several chairs and various instruments. There's a desk to the side of the stage. Behind it sits a ghoul wearing a visor, furiously typing on his typewriter. Ghoul speaks. Y'all registered?
I don't think we are.
Probably not.
The ghoul continues typing and says, Ella. Enters Ella Fitzgibbons. Ella is the one that you happen to remember Signal said needed help. Ella is kind of in this long dress that has a sequence on it, but it's also kind of ripped in areas and seems very old. It seems like it's very it's kind of clinging a little bit off of her. Ella is a ghoul, like a lot of the other citizens of New Orleans. And she sits down and she says, well, here we are, the River Crawler Caravan. I was expecting you all. Now, I had a little talk with my guard outside, and he said that one of y'all was a Brotherhood of Steel member. Who was that?
I look down at my scribe robes and up at her, that'd be me. Private Lonnie Haybear at your service.
Oh, Lonnie. Well, Lonnie, I suppose you don't know. You haven't talked to any of your Brotherhood of Steel members here recently, have you not?
Not since I was sent to reconnoiter with the Brotherhood caravan, or the River Crawler caravan, no.
Well, here's the thing. We had a fight recently. It broke out between some of the super mutants we've been housing here and one of the Brotherhood of Steel members at a bar. And we actually kicked out the Brotherhood of Steel because they were the insiders of this little squabble. And it was the first time we kicked anybody out, and so other people said that we needed to kick some more people out, and we ended up kicking, the Emerald Children out of here. And now we're trying a new system here, Lonnie. The new system, we're taking, you remember the coins that we found in the treasure down in the vault. I don't know, you may not have been around long enough for that, I'm not sure, but now we're all wearing the coins to signify our membership to the city of Ol Nawlins. And if you don't have the coins, you can't do anything in Ol Nawlins. And each coin is individually counted. We know exactly where we want the coins and who has the coins. It's all bookkept by my associate here. And if you don't have those, we can't let you in. Now, my guard told me that you're the leader of this caravan?
Democratically elected mayor.
Y'all gonna need to hold another election, you see, because I can't be seen dealing with a Brotherhood of Steel member. So if I need to talk to somebody and make deals with somebody that isn't directly with the Brotherhood of Steel, because you understand the position this puts me in. I want to help you all. I don't have a problem with the Brotherhood of Steel, but due to my appointment, being on the council and all, I can't do it much with the Brotherhood,
Would you be comfortable talking to a liaison?
This would be Hazel, the Minister of Education.
Hello.
That would make my job so much easier. What's your name? What's your name? Hazel, Minister of Education.
My name is Hazel Greenglass, and I'm I'm from the West, and I am a pursuer of knowledge and education, and I love history. I love living and researching history and preserving history, and I'm really enthusiastic about what I've seen you guys around here doing, what you're trying to do, and preserve the history and the spirit of old New Orleans.
Buck hears this and just goes, she doesn't ask me the real history, you know what I'm saying?
Ella looks at Hazel and says, that's really great. We actually have a council member that does all the history for us. It's really interesting. We have a museum of the old world.
Oh, that's fantastic. I would I would love if someone at some point can give me a tour. I would love that so much.
I push past Hazel and I'm just like, the old world? Like Andrew Jackson?
Ella looks at you in your vault suit and says, y'all got one of those vault dwellers? There's a river crawl caravan, get one of those vault dwellers.
Ma'am, I'll have you know that I'm not a vault dweller. I'm an American vault dweller. He does like a kind of a proud pose.
Hazel, Ella looks at Buck and says, "That's real nice, honey," and gives you a little pat on the head and says, "Sometimes we have American pie here. Do you or I call it apple pie, I suppose. But a lot of people just call it American pie."
I look at her, like my eyes go wide, and I put like my hand on my chest, and I'm like, I love apple pie.
It reminds me of my good friend Signal. He loves that Mirelurk so much. Man, you and him must be good friends if y'all already met down there in the settlement.
He tried to eat me, so I don't know. I don't know about friends, but
Signal ain't gonna hurt a fly. You know him.
We love Signal. We're a big fan of Signal, right, everybody? We love Signal. Signal's our friend. He helps us out.
Eat me. He tried to eat me.
To be fair, you also looked like a Mirelurk at the time.
Ella looks at the group now and says, now, there's a reason. See, we made a deal with the River Crawler Caravan a few years ago. We had some of their liaisons come down here. The leader of it was Ezekiel, and I met with a Martin. Both of them are really nice guys, and came and talked us into setting up a little settlement outside New Orleans, and they said they're going to bring some help. Now, I assume that you all have accepted this job, and so you all are engaging on behalf of the River Crawler Caravan. Now, I'm going to propose a job for you all that may help you out in your ends. See, I need into Vault 18. If you didn't know, we're all of us ghouls here, we're all from Vault 18. That's where we all were. We're here before the war. We were in Ol Nawlins before it failed. And I'm gonna need you all to go to Vault 18 because we're having an issue. And listen, I tell you this as people of the River Crawler Caravan that it's very important that you all keep this a secret. Pretty much in this job, we won't work with you. You let this float out. We're having some problems here. Have you noticed that every ghoul you run into from New Ol Nawlins doesn't talk like a ghoul you might have seen out in the wasteland?
I was born and raised in Ol Nawlins, so I really don't have a basis of comparison there, Ella.
Well, you see, in Vault 18, they did these experiments on us because most of the people that they put down there are musicians from the old world. And one of the things was preserving the culture of New Orleans. That was the point of the vault. And so they every day would come down and give us this throat spray. Spray our throats and make us sing better, make us sound real nice. Unfortunately, about 100 years ago, the vault doors broke and a bunch of irradiated water came in. And a lot of us died. But a lot of us ended up becoming ghouls. The only thing is, we talk fairly normally with our accents from the previous age. But I don't know if you've seen a ghoul speak raspily, but we think that because of the mist they had put into our mouths, that we can speak normally. Now, problem is, we're having kind of a coffin fit among ghouls. We're not quite sure what's going on. may be related to the spray down in the vault. So I need you all to go in the vault and get this spray. Now, you might be asking, okay, why am I going to do this for you, Ella? What's the River Crawler Caravan got to do for this? Well, let me tell you something. Down in the vault, I don't know if y'all been looking for this. We've got a water purifier chip down there, right beside in the research facility where I believe that this spray data is. Now, you may just want to go down there and get the water purifier chip for yourself and call it a day. Well, if you bring back that spray, the spray data, that kind of research that they did and all the chemical compounds of everything, that's going to help us out a lot. And I'm willing to do a few things in regards to that. I'm willing to make the River Crawler Caravan an official faction of New Orleans, give you all a base in the city, and a seat on the council. We've recently had some vacancies, and we need a good trading organization to be there for us. Also, y'all are going to get 2 coin designations for everyone who finishes this. Today, we're just going to give you a 1 coin designation. The council member, of course, will have a 4 coin designation as per rules. And last thing we're going to do is we've been working on a project. Recently, our partners, we had to send out of the city. We've got maybe the first working train of any modern civilization, and we're looking at building a train station. We believe maybe the first place should be that little settlement y'all are trying to build out there.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Can I ask, with a 2 coin designation, does that mean we can arrange for a forbearance for our companion Lonnie, since he's a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, that it would be basically a forbearance that he won't be taken under the same consideration as the other Brotherhood of Steel members in the city?
Here's the thing. If you do this, I'm willing to meet with the Brotherhood of Steel again. Talk with him about what's going on. For the meantime, listen, Lonnie, you better take off that scribe robe while you're in the city. You're not going to get anywhere. Nobody's going to want to talk to you. Everybody's real leery of the Brotherhood right now. They are still, they're not really outside of the city quite yet. So you might want to find them after this and talk to them a little bit more about the situation. Now, as you know, or you may not know, because y'all are pretty much new here. City New Orleans is run off of a social capital system. So runs from 1 to 4 coins. These are the coins of the pirate treasure that was tucked away in Vault 18 for safekeeping, but we've all sewn them into our clothes. So 1 coin pretty much is a basic citizen of the city, kind of without a job. Your 2 coins is a laborer or an artisan. 3 coins is a guard or a workshop owner, and 4 coins are reserved for big people that run a lot of the big services in the city and the council, men and women of the board. With the 1 coin designation, since it's we have a communist country here.
Communist.
Excuse me? Right. Since we have the social capital system that we've set up here, 1 coin will be able to get you just a few things at the store just for knowing people. I'm generally going to want to be a part of society to get the 2 coins. That's going to be able to get you most common things from the general store. 3 coins is going to be when you can go in and look at our selection of weapons, of that kind of stuff. And at 4 coins, you pretty much unlimited resources at that point of trying to get in. This is all a brand new system. We're starting it out here since the Brotherhood went out. The thing about it is, I don't know if y'all have any caps. Do y'all have any caps on you?
When she mentions weapons, Clark will sort of perk up and say, "How do I go about getting that 3rd coin after this job's done?"
Ella kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I mean, if you there's a few specialty jobs that we give people in New Orleans. Really, a guard is typically your 3 coin. Pretty much any kind of muscle that we can divide to the city that is going to be able to defend the city in times of need, we're going to give a 3 coin designation. We'll start you with 2 coins, just because y'all aren't ghouls. Y'all aren't a part of our original vault. Y'all aren't the super mutants.
Can I spend my last luck point I have available? And in my inventory, because I'm a mercenary class, I have a job posting, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use my luck point to add a detail to the scene and give her that job posting and say, "Is this one of those special jobs you mentioned?"
Yes, that is one of the special jobs that we have. We noticed that there are some tunnels that run underneath the city, and we're going to need essentially somebody to close those up. But we'll get to that another time. You can come back and talk to me when you feel like it. We'll get you set up. The thing I want to talk
Handle
about
business first.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this vault here for a second. Now, you may be wondering what kind of things you may want to have to go down to the vault. Here's the thing: the vault is entirely underwater. I know where it is, but if you want to get there, you're gonna have to be fully submerged in some irradiated water. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if y'all are quite ready for that with the equipment that you have. The vault door is also sealed up and stuck. You can't put a pit boy into there. It won't open. It's entirely sealed. And you need an overseer's code to access the research wing of the vault. And the last bit is when the vault's flooded, a bunch of the creatures came in, and we ended up locking a bunch of I think people call them mirelurks and mirelurk creatures in the vault itself, which is entirely underwater.
Joy. Well, any job worth doing is worth doing thoroughly, right?
Agree. And that's why I have some leads here for you that you may want to look at. Now, I'm just sharing this information with you as somebody that wants this job done discreetly, wants it done very quickly, but really needs this spray serum. If you bring me back that spray serum, take the purifier chip, do what you want. I just want the research for the spray serum. If you do that, that would be great. You get all the different stuff that I mentioned. But I do have some leads. So I do know that the overseer's husband is still alive. The overseer's died some years ago when the vault flooded. But the overseer husband, I don't know if you've heard of the of Sweet Chariot. It's a burlesque show down in Ol Nawlins. The husband is the owner and proprietor of the Sweet Chariot. He may have some clues to the overseer's research. Now, that's one piece of it. The next piece is getting that vault open. And we don't really have that many explosives because they've been going to the pigskins down at the Superdome. You know, our super mutant contingent down there. So if you could you maybe talk to them, they'd be able to help you out, I think, with the explosive work of getting that vault door open. And she kind of points to Lonnie and says, I also have word that maybe the Brotherhood of Steel has some special equipment of doing underwater work. I don't know if you've ever been underwater there, Lonnie. But
a few times.
Brotherhood of Steel happens, I believe, to have some of that. Though that's outside of my jurisdiction, and I would never recommend you going and talking to them about that. Now, like any mission I give people, there's always one little extra piece. Oftentimes, life takes us by surprise, and when we don't want to be surprised, we go and see Madame Malavance. Well, she's a fortune teller, and she would be able to help you out with anything unseen, any kind of problems like that. That's how we stay afloat here in this economy that we have. We're able to carry out all of our missions correctly. Now, the reason our ghouls can't go down there and do it themselves is once we start opening up that vault, people are going to start asking questions of why we're going down there to do stuff. So that's why I need y'all to do it. How's that sound for everybody? Is everybody good with that?
Yeah, I think we could work with that. Cover story wise, why didn't you just tell them it's a historical reconnaissance mission to maybe find a little bit more out about the history of the underground of New Orleans, you know.
Hazel, why would I lie to the People's Republic that we've built here?
Well, it's not strictly speaking a lie. It's the truth from a certain point of view.
We are plausible deniability.
That sounds a lot like the talk of the government from a certain pre-war era. And we don't necessarily follow that type of government.
Oh, I totally appreciate that.
So Ella lays out several large French-style doubloons that have kind of the fleur-de-lis on them, and lays them out across the table. There's enough for everyone to have one in the party. And she says, the clerk will sew these in for you and get you all set up with everything. You can stop by, get a few things from the general store if you need to. That's all I have for you. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to need you to take the purple baby that you've been having hang off of you this whole time down to the Superdome. Because right now, that kind of stuff looks like it needs to be checked out by super mutant friends. And frankly, we can't have that around.
Our adventures continue after this short break.
Thank you for listening to Rad Rolls. This is Dave, the GM of the podcast, and I wanted to let you know if you're a real fan of Rad Rolls, we actually have a newsletter. You can sign up in the link in this description. It's essentially background of what we're doing actively, how we run the games, backgrounds on certain characters, going into stats, tips, tricks, that kind of stuff. A bunch of fun Fallout goodness from the crew. We've kind of like scaled back our social media a little bit, and we're just rolling with this newsletter. So sign up. It's in the description down below. It's going to be once a month, so you're not going to get inundated with a bunch of weird stuff. Just me running it. So I hope that you'll sign up and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Now, last thing, do y'all have any questions for me?
I got a quick question for you. Does everyone's level coin? Do all the coins look the same? So you just get a new coin each time, or is there like a color difference? Are the coins identical?
The coins, we can differentiate what coins you have. These coins are special only to you. There was a discovery made within the city some years ago. And we have taken the process of labeling each of these coins in a certain design that I'm not partial to share with anyone. But these are special to you. And we would know if you are gallivanting around town with other people's coins that we haven't given out to you. These are special for you. So
wow, people actually do that? That's horrible. I'm sorry, Ella. I'm sorry you guys had to deal with that. That's unfortunate that people would try to abuse the system in such a way.
Oh, honey, it's fine. It's fine. You're so sweet for thinking about us here in Ol Nawlins. Where are you from again?
I'm from the track up Indianapolis way. Ever been there? Great races. Great races.
Indianapolis? That's up the river quite a ways. Oh, my word.
Quite a ways.
Ella, I do have a question. We were doing introductions there, and do you know who's representing River Crawler Caravan? Do you know much about us in general? Anything?
Well, other than my meeting with Ezekiel and Martin, and I understand that it's the combination of the Crimson Caravan and Blue Ridge Caravan and a lot of the different caravans up in the Commonwealth and the Capital Wasteland. We understand the project and we want to be a part of it. And so we understand that it's new, it's just forming. Everybody doesn't have their stuff quite figured out, but we want to make sure that we're engaging with the rest of the world if there's going to be rest of the world to engage with.
It's a pretty good synopsis of the big picture, but I mean in this room right here, the individuals that you have invited here today to speak with you, do you know much about us? Much at all? Anything? A damn thing?
What they've told me is they sent out contracts to people willing to do the work. And so you all are the people that are doing the work. I'm giving you something in a job that is, a little bit under the table as a way to gain some trust. So really, I don't know anything about you all. I have an expectation that you all will be pretty good, but at the end of the day, it's not for me to say.
Okay. I just find it interesting as someone who's been raised in Ol Nawlins their entire life has to re-earn their citizenship just because they happen to join the Brotherhood of Steel, the one faction in the city that gave them any safety at all. I just find that very interesting. I don't understand why. And we're talking about me, by the way. We're talking about me.
And who are you? Who are you again? What's your name again? I sometimes forget, honey.
That's fine. It's Lonnie Haber. I'm sure you'll remember it.
Lonnie, here's the thing. The Brotherhood of Steel has done some really fantastic work for the city. Now, Brotherhood of Steel is a faction that is very unique in the way that they go about their business. But to say that they're the only ones that have protected the city, frankly, that's just a lie. The deal that we have struck with the Pigskins for centuries has allowed their protection over us. They're the ones watching the wall. They're the ones really, protecting us from the outside world. Preservationists on the inside are just going through the streets and having a nice look about ways. And the Brotherhood of Steel has done some infrastructure stuff for us, but at the end of the day, it's the community and the people in New Orleans. And the Brotherhood of Steel decided that they didn't want to be a part of that community when they attacked the super mutant on Bourbon Street.
So I heard it was only one individual from the Brotherhood of Steel originally. And regardless of that, I've contributed to the city for years and years. My entire life. The mamas and the daddies of this area have raised me practically since, before I can remember. And I frankly, I think it's a slap in the face that I have to re-earn my citizenship here.
Well, Lonnie, I'm sorry you feel that way. This is all brand new. We've just figured out this plan recently because in the council meeting, there's been the complaints of the different factions and this. I've got at least 100 super mutants to answer to whenever we have these talks. It's in my control, but really, this is the voice of the people. After all, this city is built on the voice of the people themselves. And if the Brotherhood of Steel's not going to be a part of the people and work in commune with the rest of us, then what can we do? What would you suggest that we do?
I think you need to reassess what people actually means, because this seems to be pretty self-serving for a lot of the upper crust. But like I said, I just wanted to voice my concerns. There are a lot of these people that you're talking about that are being slighted by the system, myself included.
Lonnie, and I don't mean to jump in here, but frankly, if you're trying to avoid a war with super mutants, I would consider that a very good thing. And I'm kind of reading between the lines here, and it seemed like the super mutants might have wanted to use some of those pigskins after one of their boys got killed. And I'll tell you from experience, avoiding that fight and coming back to terms later on, probably the best thing they could have done.
I agree with Clark, Lonnie. Maybe we should go along to get along, so we can maybe get through this alive.
That's... Lonnie's still kind of seething at the bit. It's like, this is... I understand. Ella, I'll make this my last comment. I apologize for taking your time up. I understand your animosity, albeit potentially temporary, with the Brotherhood of Steel. It's just kind of hurtful that, as a citizen, someone who's donated the entirety of their life to the betterment of the city, who has helped build these dams, helped maintain these waterways, that this is the thanks I get. And I do hope that perhaps there's something to be done about that. That said, as a representative of the Rising Sun Settlement, we'll be on our way. Well, and I do believe you will enjoy the results of our labors.
Are you like storming out? Is this your storm out?
No, I'm going to wait for her to give us the cordial cool. Bye. But right. No, I've gotten that off my chest. I wanted her to know, because it sounds like she doesn't know much of anything about the people here, and that's kind of what I expected. So,
right. So, Ella kind of looks at you, and you can see in her face that there's a very political way that she feigns sympathy for you. Just in her face. you can kind of read that expression, and she looks at you and says, "Well, Lonnie, I'm sorry that it's come out to this, and things have happened the way that you've happened, and they're not here. But this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. I mean, your reputation in the city could be great. It's all up to what the River Crawler Caravan does."
Ella, I have a couple of questions. The first one would be, you've obviously been around a while.
Honey, I was here. I was here back before the war. I was here for years and years.
Exactly. I've met a few ghouls in my trade. I guess, coming from a caravan myself, what kept New Orleans functioning? What kept y'all? What have you been able to manufacture here? What kept y'all on the map?
I mean, what kept us going here in New Orleans? I mean, it was the people. It's always been about the people. We came together as the group from the vault. I mean, we were citizens of New Orleans. I mean, from how it was in the old world, and we got together and we just started building. It took time, and it took dedication, and it took partnership. And our first partners with the super mutants that came from I'm not even sure where, but they came to town.
And I can tell you, from what I've seen, they ain't come from the Capital Wasteland.
I know very little about outside New Orleans. This River Crawler Caravan thing and all you folks around town is so exciting to me. But I truly don't have any concept of that. But when the super mutants came to town, we formed an alliance with them. We formed alliances with mercantile people over the course of time. I mean, we wouldn't be in the place we are today without the Brotherhood of Steel, and really without the Emerald Children as well. I mean, at this point, it is a group effort, and that's how we've managed to keep New Orleans afloat. If you mind my little pun, during this really apocalyptic time.
Well, I'm glad you guys have been able to keep it going. Not a lot of places still left out there. The second question I had, going back to your super mutant friends, you know a super mutant named Bobby?
No, I don't. I don't know. Is he one of the pigskins?
We don't actually know. Well, we might have killed some of his friends on a bridge coming on in here, but he kind of ditched them, and now he wants to come work for us.
Hazel Bussin, he's actually a part of the Rising Sun settlement now.
So you killed people? Was it outside of? It was outside the city, right?
Yeah, it was outside the city.
It was years outside the city. Yes,
and they were
trying to shake me down.
Very bad people.
I don't concern myself. The outside of these walls is not a concern to me. This is our first foray with the River Crawler Caravan of dealing with that kind of stuff. So best left outside of my purvey. I wouldn't want to know.
Well, I guess if you don't know him, we'll keep him around and keep an eye on him, I guess.
Whatever you crawlers think is best.
So we're good. We're everyone's happy. No one wants to start a fight.
Clark will say under his breath, "I don't know if I consider Lonnie happy."
So, Ella, where would you recommend we get something for lunch? Since we're new in town, I've read so many accounts of pre-war New Orleans had just the best food in the South. Is there any place you'd recommend that we go to get some food?
Hazel, that's a fantastic question. We're going to do a bit of customs work here. Since y'all are new in the city, got you your coins here. We're going to get you set up with that. And then the thing is, I know that a one coin designation really isn't going to get you much anywhere. So I know that y'all need a little bit of help, and I'm going to do what I can. So I'm going to walk you down to my friend Arturo's down on Bourbon Street and leave you there. And that's in a nice area where there's so much there. If you want something for lunch, something to drink, something like that, outside of the shop, there's plenty of stuff. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you on down there and get you set up with him and kind of take a look at your equipment, maybe do something about that, and then we can go from there. I'll leave you in the good hands of good old Arturo.
I'd be very, very grateful if you could do anything to help us out. It'll give us a head start towards your your goals.
That's very kind.
Oh, that sounds great. My tank's running on empty. I could use a little filler up. Let's have some of that delicious food, right? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, as long as it's not Marlurk jerky.
All right. So Ella motions towards the door and walks out into the street. You all follow behind her, and she's at a distance away. Is ahead of the group that she can't really hear any kind of conversation that you all may or may not have. Is this a good point to kind of discuss between the group of the events or any kind of plan going on here as we go through the city? This is kind of the feeling.
So guys, I think we should definitely just go with the flow right now to kind of scope the lay of the land before we pick any more fights.
I agree with that. I think, they sound like they have some supplies. Maybe we can stock up on a few things. Other than that, I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather go about making introductions and seeing where we stand with various people before we draw much more attention to ourselves.
Yeah, right now no one here knows us, but if we make ourselves known and indispensable to the city, then we can start maybe working on making things better for the settlement and for us personally too. So give us access to a little bit more, give us a chance to sort of feel everything out and see what happens. Ooh, that's really pretty. Wow, do they have neon? Have they managed to bring neon back to New Orleans?
It's like there, but it's not. It's like half. It's because neon has a lifespan, and so the way the way it should be is the neon is on, but it's like dead in a lot of areas.
Right, but this is not something that Hazel has ever actually seen. She's never been to Vegas. She's never seen neon, and it's just wow. This is so cool. Guys, we need to get a sign like this for the river for the settlement. We need to get a rising sun settlement sign that has like a not that the sign you made wasn't fantastic. It is lovely. Like the part of it that still exists. But we should get like
Whoa. All of you need to calm down here. Need I remind you that apparently none of you have caps except for me? And I gotta tell you, after our last sign debacle, my heart's just not in it to buy another one.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not good with money. I've never actually. Well, most of the time when we went around teaching and performing, we got paid in food and lodging. We usually didn't get paid very well in caps. So, sorry, I've never actually used them or needed them a lot. I wouldn't even know where to start, so.
Well, la-dee-da. Someone didn't need to use caps. I come from a trading settlement. Caps are our lifeline. If we're not trading actual metal and scrap, we got to use our caps to pay for everything. I got a few caps in my pocket. Not saying I'm not going to share with you guys if we need to, but I prefer not to spend them on a sign at this time. Just saying.
Well, should I start charging for my medical expertise?
Well, that's just rude. That's just
only if I can start charging for killing things.
I thought that was a whole deal with a mercenary. That's literally what you do.
Yeah, isn't that what you do?
Not to be insulting, it's just that's why you have caps, is because you kill people for caps.
I figured you'd send Mayor Lonnie a bill at the end of this.
I used to kill people for caps. That's what I used to do. Now, I mean, I still kill people as part of my job that pays caps. No, but
there's nuance
it's for guarding. It's for guarding now. It's basically self-defense.
No, you make a good point. You did kind of take it on the chin before, which by the way might be a good idea for us not to be split up like that again if we can avoid it. I mean, at least like let's try not to split the party. Let's have at least 2 of us together at a time, if possible, 2 or 3, so that way we can back each other up. Just, it seems like common sense.
Clark will look at Pep and be like, "You got a broad set of shoulders. How come you weren't up there up front with me? All you did was hit me with a car."
Hey, just because I can smash someone's head in with a pipe wrench doesn't mean I want to smash someone's head in with a pipe wrench. It's gonna, damage a perfectly good tool. I am prepared to do violence. I just don't like to do violence. Man, I'm a driver. I just want to go fast.
You weren't even driving the car.
Well,
you let the baby drive the car into me.
Wait,
okay,
where's the baby?
In the baby's defense, the baby did a really good job driving the car. He's so cute. He was just like, honk, honk, ah, ah, ah. He was so cute. Guys, seriously.
He broke my ribs.
Well, I mean, that clearly wasn't part of the plan. But, you are alive, so you're welcome. Just saying. Anyway, Lonnie, you're being awfully quiet after being awfully not quiet when you probably should have been quiet, just saying.
Yeah, Lonnie's just kind of enjoying being back in the city. It's like saying hello to an old friend because he's probably been out of the city for a while. That's the longest he's been out of the city. Just sort of strolling, trying to clear his head, maybe meditating, so not really taking in much of the conversation going on.
Just brooding.
Well, not even brooding. I'm not sure if he's seething. It's just kind of like trying to let go of the frustration and stuff. Would it be possible to see if there's any this is going to sound weird, but hang with me here. Any kids kind of roaming around doing odd jobs? When I say kids, like from 16 to 5, like broad range, just any of them that I see that might be maybe working a little bit earlier than they normally do.
Right. So I've kind of left the description of the city up to you all for this. So you're on Bourbon Street. There's a bunch of neon signs. Everywhere looks kind of busy. This is one of the main streets in Ol Nawlins. A lot of the streets remain flooded, some remain kind of vacant, but Bourbon Street is a very active area. You notice a lot of kids running with little burlap sacks with sticks, like the old timey version of that. They're kind of running around and they're in a hurry, I guess. And one of them kind of bumps into you and gets knocked back a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'll kneel down and try to help him back up. It's like, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I wasn't looking where I was going. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. Have you eaten today?
Oh, no. They didn't give me the. I have to get this to.
Yeah. I get it. I'm gonna reach in and give him my iguana on a stick.
When you pull that out, his eyes, this little boy's eyes just light up.
Okay.
And he looks excited, but is kind of is hesitant to do anything.
Yeah. Who's your mama? Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
LOL. Yeah. Get it out of your system. Just get it out of your system.
Oh, I wasn't ready for the kid today. The kid is here.
What does he do?
The ragamuffin.
Who is your daddy and what does he
do?
Is he rich
boy,
like me?
Put that iguana bits down.
Don't take iguana bits from strangers.
The little boy looks at you and he says, I have the papa at the shop. I don't have a mom or dad.
Yeah, I grew up the same way. Let me guess. Your birthday's February 30th?
Yeah.
Yep. I grew up the same way. Okay. This is a little gift from me to you, okay?
He looks ecstatic and
Can I take it?
Yeah, all yours.
He reaches out and grabs the iguana on a stick, was it?
Yeah, it's an iguana on a stick. Yeah, it's just like a skewer type.
He reaches out and grabs it and looks at you and says, "Thank you," and runs.
Yeah.
Just runs so fast, he's out of sight. So at this point, you all come across a certain shop. There's a sign on the window that reads, "Arturo's Weapons of Brass Destruction." And the party enters the old glass door, and it looks like a music shop. There's various instruments stuffed about. They're on the walls, they're on the floor. They're hanging all over. It's like the entirety of the shop. There's these little walkways, these like small walkways that are lining the walls. And on a walkway, there's a cat, and it spots the group. And the cat hisses at you all and runs up the walkway through a very tiny door in the back. It leads behind this caged-off countertop area where there's this rather plump ghoul wielding a focusing crystal and kind of like putting it looks like into what is a trumpet. So this spectacle ghoul looks up at the party, and he lays down his tools and approaches the counter. Now, 2 cats have appeared on the shelves behind wearing these kind of welding goggles. They're like cats with like little welding goggles around their eyes.
Yes.
And they have tufts of hair that are kind of like white, but there's gray spots. You can see most of their skin, and it has kind of like a grayish pink tone. And the cats curl their tails back and forth. The ghoul approaches the counter and rests his arm, and so at this point, Ella is with you all and says, "Hey, Arturo, I'm going to need you all. I'm going to need you to kind of get them set up. They need to go run through customs." And gives Arturo a little wink, and looks and says, "And once they're done, they're free to go. Just make sure you get them set up with the process." And Ella turns to the group and says, "Just remember the information I gave you and the thing I need done. You can always find me at Preservation Hall. I'm not too far away, and just know that I'll be keeping an eye on you all." And Ella walks out of the shop. The ghoul at the counter turns and says, "All right, y'all need your custom weapons?"
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
And so the ghoul kind of spins around in his chair, goes to the side, goes through some stuff. He says, "Just put your old ones up on the counter. I'm going to need them all. If they're not registered, you got to put them up here. I'm assuming they're all not registered. Y'all look pretty new. Just give me all your weapons. I'll get you some new ones. We'll do some trading. Because if it's customs, I know that y'all are here for new. Don't worry. We'll get you some of equal value. It's, back and forth. We're gonna make sure we trade you out, get you something good. So just go ahead and relinquish your weapons on the counter, and I'll get some."
All right, I have a metagaming question because I think this will be hilarious. I know technically I only have a pipe pistol and 3 throwing knives.
Yes.
But what would happen if she just continued to pull thrown weapons out of like every single pocket and fold of her entire outfit till there's literally a pile?
What do you want to do that? Is that a...
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get them all back, but I think it'd be hilarious for everybody to be like, "Where did you keep all of them?"
Do you want to... I tell you what I can do. If you want to spend a luck point, I can get you to add that detail to the scene.
I would love to do that.
And I'll give you an advantage of having those extra things because it's so transactional, and it's kind of an extra thing. So, describe that to me again.
So Hazel is the first one up to the counter, and she lays her pipe pistol on the counter. It's really well cared for. It's just not a highly intricate weapon of war. It's just a pistol, although she's used it a lot. And out of the back of her belt, she pulls a throwing knife and puts it on the counter. And then she pulls another throwing knife, and this one's a little bit longer and flatter, from her boot and puts it on the counter. And then from her, from underneath her wrist, she pulls what looks like it's almost like an extra long nail that's 3-sided. That's a throwing dagger, basically, and puts it down. She actually reaches into her other belt and pulls a full hatchet, like a tomahawk, out of her boot on her left side. She reaches into her bun of hair and pulls not one, not two, but 3 smaller throwing daggers and puts them on the counter, and they go down with a clink. And then she thinks about it for a second, and then she reaches into her waistband and pulls out a sharpened scalpel and puts it on the counter.
The ghoul looks at this pile of stuff, and he puts his glasses up and kind of like eyes them over, and then he reaches into the air and snaps his fingers, and then out of the caged area, 2 doors open up, and 2 cats run down the walkway and go and snatch all of this stuff up and kind of like use their paws to move it and take it away from the group. It is hard for you all to process of 2 cats essentially doing this gathering of materials in one full fail swoop, but they do, and they are gone.
Hazel is enraptured and also a little bit mortified because she hasn't been unarmed since she was like 12. So she's like, am I going to get that back?
So the ghoul looks at you and says, "Yeah, we'll have a." Hang on, what voice did I use for this? I forgot. We'll have all your weapons back. You don't worry. Don't worry about that. We'll have them all. We'll have you something. I want to make sure that you're well equipped for whatever Elle's got you doing. I just want to make sure that we have all the unregistered weapons. So the rest of your party, please give me your weapons."
I will unholster my laser pistol. I'll drop the energy cell out of it, and I'll place it on the countertop. This was a BOS quartermaster requisition, so not feeling too great about that, but we'll play it off as damaged goods or something. I don't know.
So the ghoul reaches out and grabs the laser pistol and looks at it, and then hits it against the table a bunch of times, and it breaks, and starts pulling little pieces out of it. And he kind of looks up expectantly at the rest of the group.
Clark immediately puts his hand on the sword of his hilt of his sword.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. And Clark just gives him one look and says, "I'd like to see you try that with my weapons."
Well. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, whole Western themes going on.
I'm going to look at Clark and like, you get a free pass right now. I may have showed my ass a little bit in front of Ella. I'm in no place to judge you.
Clark does not take his eyes off the ghoul. In fact, at this point, if the ghoul hasn't said anything yet, and then more than like 2 seconds have gone by, he'll sort of unsheath like the first 2 inches of the sword.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything. He's busy like digging for like whatever kind of stuff is in Lonnie's old now.
Well, Clark, that's
broken.
Clark, that's more a tool anyway. I mean, you used it to etch metal. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to do anything too dangerous. I mean, could you imagine like such an unwieldy thing doing something like taking a person's head off or severing their spine or anything? Like I've only ever seen you use it to, do metal work.
I do like to think of myself as an artiste.
Well, this is tense. Pep is going to step up to the counter and put his pipe pistol down and his baseball bat down. Very clear is not putting his pipe wrench down because, after all, that is a tool. And he's going to push the baseball bat and the pipe pistol toward the ghoul and then step back.
So the pipe pistol, the 2 cats run down from the caged area. One of them grabs the pipe pistol, and the other one takes the baseball bat and kind of rolls it off the floor. And then it actually rolls under an instrument in the back. which is kind of strange. And the cats run back into the caged area. He eyes Pep and says, "Thank you very much," and is looking at now Buck and Clark expectantly.
Go ahead, Buck.
I was waiting for you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to. I will pull the magazine out of my my pistol, but I will put that back in my pocket, and I will drop the pistol off. But I will not give up my knife. Not give up my switchblade.
Okay. So the ghoul reaches out and grabs the 10mm pistol, cocks it back, and then cocks it even more and like rips it in half, and then starts like taking the piping out of the 10mm pistol. He looks up and says, "All right, last one. Let's see it."
Absolutely not.
What's the problem?
You are not destroying my weapons.
I
You're not taking them. And how about we go about just registering what I have on me?
He kind of looks at you and says, "Listen, I'm from the old world. Do you fancy yourself some sort of person that's really into their weaponry, that has like a story?"
No, I fancy myself as somebody who's not going to give up my weapons and have them broken in front of me and become unarmed on just the word of somebody I've never met. So, we have two options. Either I keep what I have and we just register what I've got, or we need to make a much more formal agreement here.
What would you classify as a formal agreement?
Well, for starters, you're not disassembling my weaponry. I will be getting it back intact. Secondly, we're going to have to come up with some sort of contract here to make sure that happens.
Please roll a difficulty 3 perception plus stealth.
Perception is 5 and sneak is 3, and there's a tag skill. All right, so I got 2 successes.
Okay, did you just roll 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 2 successes. So the homebrew rule is that you can roll another if you've gotten full successes.
No, I got 2 successes because sneak is a tag skill. So I got 1 success that counts as 2 tag.
Okay, yeah. So you
Wait,
didn't
I remember
roll
that.
Yeah, you didn't roll like 2 full.
I got it. I got a 16 and a 7.
Okay, yeah. So that's a fail for difficulty 3. At this point, while you're talking to the ghoul behind the counter, you like kind of feel the look of eyes, kind of following you. And even though you have your hand on the sword, you feel a cat reach under your hand, grab the hilt of the sword with its mouth, pull it out, and go to the ground. And now the cat is in front of you with the sword in its mouth.
Oh, damn.
Will Clark fire on the weapon maker? Will Lonnie give out more meat popsicles? Will Hazel pull more knives out of her hair? Join us next time for more thrilling adventures on Rad Rolls.